Welcome to the Power of Lifting podcast. I'm EricCafferty, owner of the Mecca Gym. I am a strength and conditioning coach and a contest prep specialist. The focus of this podcast is to dive into the mindset and the drive of people who have done incredible things with their lives.
Welcome the folks to the Power of Lifting podcast.
Welcome, folks.
Episode 375.
40, actually.
Are we at the big 4-0?
We're at the big 4-0.
Wow.
Where
We're
are the
officially
black
a middle-aged
balloons?
man. Yeah.
I was going to say.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's a big deal.
Heck
And we have Mr. Pulkinen, round two.
Round two.
Round two. Let's do it.
Round two. So, last time you were on, we were... This is, by the way, this is a way better mic setup. Just so everybody knows, watch the YouTube. This mic setup is way
Next
better.
level.
each other.
Yeah.
I don't have like a block in my field of view. I'm like feel so free right now. But
Yep.
Anyway, last time Mr. Zach was on, we discussed a lot about prep. You were recently out of prep, so what as an athlete, what has been the next step after prep's over? Now, where are we headed?
You know, it was kind of just to get kind of look at what is the plan going forward, and it would be to go for a pro card next year. And with that, it was extremely hard for me to make weight at the classic physique, so we're not going to get too crazy as far as off season. I know last time started prep around 235, and that was pretty serious, and dropping 38 pounds in 13 weeks was pretty rough, so we're not going to do that. Basically it's reshaping, so it's not getting too crazy with the excess fat and fluff as we call it, but you know, keeping the cardio in, which sucks, but we got to do it, and staying right around that 220 and just seeing, you know, what we can bring up as far as weaknesses in a year's time. So
Got it. Do you have a particular show that you've been looking at or anything like that?
It would probably be this time next year, Nationals in Miami.
Oh,
Does that make
heck
sense?
Yeah.
Yep.
Heck yeah.
So that
Miami life. You were
right
just
now,
there, weren't you?
yeah.
I was.
Nice.
Yeah,
So
I was just
don't
there.
tell the missus that right now. So we'll just
She-
keep that on the
she
down
probably
low.
doesn't listen to the podcast anyways. You're good.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. But yeah, she doesn't want to hear the word prep out of me for a couple months.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably not.
Yeah.
Well, you should tell them why, Zach. Why is that?
We recently had our first baby girl.
There she is.
Yeah,
There you go.
she is doing great. What was it? It was November 29th at 9:06 p.m. She
There we
came.
go.
Yeah,
There she
Nice.
came.
Nice
Yeah.
baby.
yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. How much did she weigh?
She was 7 pounds, 3.8 ounces.
Oh, there we go. That's
Yeah.
perfect size.
That really is.
Yeah,
That sounds
nothing crazy.
brilliant.
Yeah.
Healthy, not too big, you know.
Yep.
Just perfect. She
Yep.
is a perfect little angel.
She's
Yeah.
awesome.
Love
Yeah, I
that.
love her. Yeah.
She's
She's
super
great.
Cute. And you guys named her
Solo Joe.
Solo Joe.
So
Yep.
Joe
That's about the
Pulkinen.
cutest name I've ever heard.
Right.
Yeah, I heard it
Yeah.
was almost like maybe jealous. Of
Yeah.
the name.
The name.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We have another one
It
coming,
suits
maybe
her.
we'll just-
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
See, you've got more opportunities.
Yeah, right.
You guys
That's
both
right.
have more opportunities.
No, it's
See,
wonderful.
I'm done.
Yep.
Yeah. That's right.
These tubes have been cut and cauterized, bro. Like, it's blanks for me from here on out.
There you go.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good
That's
stuff.
everyone knows at
Two
this
and
point
done.
now.
Yeah, exactly. It's now public knowledge.
Yeah.
You just know.
That's right.
I am now a gilding. Well, not really, but sort of gilding. Horse talk, you know.
Yeah.
So Nationals next year. I'm there for that. Miami has about the best Italian restaurant I've ever eaten at, so I'm always down to go, even if it's just for that.
There we go.
But I think this year they're doing it. I think they're doing it in December. I
Yep.
want to say they're doing it this month.
Yep.
It hasn't
wow, so a
happened
year.
yet.
I want to
think
say it's like next week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's got to be like next week. Yeah, I think it is. Anyway, which is interesting. In years past, they've done it in November. I'm not sure why they moved. I haven't looked into it too far, but yeah, at the James L. Knight Center is where it was last time. I think they're still doing it there. Great venue. The elevator situation in that hotel is kind of iffy though.
Oh, really?
It's a waiting line
You'll
frequently.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Ooh.
They just
But it is a great hotel. Yeah, right down there on the water. Yeah, that'll be great.
Yeah.
I'm in. I'm there.
But
Sweet.
yeah, let's do it.
All the
Get a plan together.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not volunteering to do any tanning. No tanning.
You're done
No,
with that then?
I won't
Done.
make you do that.
Done
Yeah.
with tanning. I mean, we did Justin, Ryan, and Andrew among others, but doing those three, and Dr. Noonan
Right.
for that show in Seattle was brutal.
I bet.
Yeah,
Multiple coats.
Wore me out,
Yeah.
bro.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Man, it's rough. So, heading into the off season, so what does your approach look like in terms of, you say you want to bring up weak points? So what does that mean for you, and what are a couple of ways that you would approach that, say, for an athlete of yours that you're coaching, in terms of weak point training?
It's up in those frequencies. Well, for me, it was my feedback was chest and shoulders and arms. So we're obviously hitting that more. Sharms. Yeah, that's right. Hitting that more frequently. Legs, feedback on legs was good. So we're actually at a point where we're probably doing those, just once a week. Before it was twice. Most classic guys it's twice, but legs are good. So the upper body needs to catch up. So legs once a week, maybe once every other week, and it's more specific to hamstrings because the quads have caught up a lot. So it's just kind of evening that out. But yeah, just blast in frequency. What I do now is a strength day as far as like a push, and then it'll be a volume, and then back and forth. So we get both ends of that spectrum. But I'd say just for bringing up weak points, more frequency, and then, diet to keep things, tighter this off season. I do have the refeeds, and that's, right after the chest and arm days, which is never a bad thing. But
There we go.
frequency, and just prioritizing when I'm loading those carbs and spiking that insulin, so
Right on.
What a dedication. It's hard to not train legs as frequently, I gotta say.
But
yeah, I know, because I love them.
Yeah,
I love training legs.
that's tough.
Well, I'm sure once you're starting to see those real results and stuff, like, let's keep it going.
It's tough, but
Yeah.
Right on.
you got to look. What's the long term? Okay, catch everything up. Okay,
The discipline.
yeah, I know.
Has your training, or really your outlook on nationals next year, changed at all since Solo's been born? Or?
It has. Like, that's why that time frame is the best, because I want to be a dad. For like, she's never gonna be this small ever again,
Right.
and like, we're just like trying to take it all in. I know Laura went straight into mom mode, and she's hanging out at home with her, and it's awesome.
Nested.
She's nested big time, and I just want to enjoy that for a little bit, and still get into the gym because I need that for my mental state. But it's just awesome to go home to her, and she's number one. Like, if I can't prep ever again, that's fine, and I'm have to be a dad, so be it. But I think we can make it work, and she's definitely going to grow up in the gym, which I can't wait for. So we're going to get her in here as soon as we can.
She's
but
gonna be beating up all little boys.
that's
That's
right.
how it's gonna. No, for sure. There's
Yeah.
no question about
Yeah.
it.
But
I think boys are gonna go home to their moms, just like, Solo, beat me up.
yeah, right. Yeah, she's going to
be
run
great.
childcare.
Yeah, exactly. She's gonna be breaking hearts.
Yeah.
Breaking hearts.
That's right.
It's gonna be
Yeah.
pretty good.
Man.
I'm just curious, did that mindset change a little bit when you brought up the fact that, like, if you can't prep ever again, it's okay? Did that change when she was born, or did you kind of felt that before she came?
I sort of felt that before. Like, it's like dad instinct, and it doesn't really hit you until like she's here, and you're like, I'm responsible for that human. That was wild. It was like life change in an instant.
Right.
Like, that was crazy, and it's like, yeah, I'm gonna do everything I can for this little nugget,
This
so
little nugget.
yeah,
Nugget.
so
Yeah.
I mean, she's priority, so being a dad comes first for sure.
Right on. I'm always curious, especially with men, once they actually have a child, What switches?
Well, you know, like for us, it's not like, I mean, so we've all had this experience now. It's not like really real until they come out.
Exactly.
Yeah, that was, yeah.
And it's hard to describe it. And I've had so many people tell me like, oh, it's just this incredible life-changing moment. And it's like, well, like, yeah, I see what you mean, but it's not like, you know, I had this like all of a sudden epiphany. It was like, okay, I gotta like take care of this little thing now.
Right.
It's not like there's sure childbirth is magical and everything, but it's like I've watched childbirth a lot of like in school and stuff like that. Like,
Right.
I mean, there's nothing super glamorous about a baby being
No,
born. Let's
definitely
be honest.
not.
No,
Yeah.
there's not.
So,
Barbarian.
and everybody's like, oh, it's magical, and it's like, have you ever actually seen birth? Like,
Right.
Yeah.
it's
Holding your child once clean and
Yeah,
and
like-
fine. Yeah, that's
yeah.
magical.
I
Yeah.
mean, it's amazing.
Process is
It's
crazy.
the most amazing thing ever. But yeah, it's brutal, man. And then, you know, for me, it didn't really set in for me until I was like through with the anxiety of the whole
Oh, man.
process.
Right.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Right.
It's just like more like, okay, you're like methodically like, okay, contingency plans, like
Right.
you know, like you're
Oh,
just
yeah.
nervous. You know, you've never done this before.
Oh, man.
And then the people that I know that have had like, you know, 5 kids are like, oh yeah, you know, you casually just
Oh,
pop
yeah.
in, pop it out, like no big deal. And I'm just
Yeah.
like, holy cow! All
I
right.
know.
But yeah, it's like all of a sudden, it's like you know, you take them home, and you're like home with this little thing, and you're like, okay, it's crying. Oh man, it's crying. Oh, what do I do? It's crying.
Yeah, yeah.
Something's
Yep.
wrong. I gotta fix
Yeah,
it.
you're like,
Yeah.
oh man, what do I do?
Right.
Like, where's the manual for this thing?
Yeah,
You
where's
know
the
what I mean?
nurse, right? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, anyway, has your
Pretty
sleep been all right?
Okay, yeah. Thing is, she's switched, so she wants to cluster feed at night. So, and yeah, when she gets hungry, she lets everyone know.
Oh yes.
So she wakes us up, but it's nothing bad. Like, she's not a crier at all, I would say. She just, hey, I'm hungry. Like, give me a boob.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They cry when they want something.
yeah.
That's right.
It sounds familiar.
That's right. Yeah. No, she's
Like,
great
hungry, need to sleep.
Yep.
Right. Oh man. Well, good stuff. So back a little bit onto the prep train. What would you do, you know, differently next time than you did the previous prep or any previous preps?
I don't know if I would change too much. I wish I could have had more time, so a longer prep. I wouldn't have to be as strict. With working at Micron, I will not prep when we're working nights.
Right.
Will not do it. I've done it before. I learned from it. Will not do it again. So I have 12 weeks on days where I have to prep. And this next time, maybe I'll start prep, like, you know, in a couple weeks before we go to days. So, like, maybe the first start of it would be nights, just to give me more time. Yeah.
A lot easier.
Because, yeah, we had to diet really, really hard that last, like, 6 weeks, because I was still in the, like, 210, 215, and we had to go to 197. So,
Damn.
and that's not where I wanted to be. Like, I was stressing, like, holy shit, we need to get dialed in. But,
Yeah, you were eating a lot of air there. For a
yeah,
while.
yeah, that was rough. I was a little hangry there at the end. But, no, I would change that. Is just give me more time, and then to not start at where I was body fat percentage.
Yeah.
Like, I needed to. Like, that's all part of the process. I needed that excess. I grew, but we're right there now. And it's just, don't need to do that. Just need to reshape and then go back after it.
Yeah.
You know?
So you're for your height, how tall are you?
I'm 5'9".
And so your cutoff's 197.
That is.
Oh man. Yeah.
Yeah, it's wicked.
So that means like that you can't be any higher. Than
Correct.
No,
Yeah.
yep.
Is there a minimum?
No.
Mm-mm.
I was just curious.
No, so the reason they put the height and weight restrictions in is because, you know, it would just turn into bodybuilding if
Yeah,
they didn't.
it would.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So, you know, that's kind of what, I mean, that's bodybuilding in a nutshell. Like, how big and how shredded can you be with good shape still?
Right.
You know, obviously there's a symmetry component that should be a third, but that often gets overlooked if somebody's just so big
Right.
Yep.
and so shredded, because I mean, look at Mr. Olympia right now, you know,
Yeah.
Big Ramy or whatever. I mean, aesthetically does not have an aesthetic physique at all. Like, it's not pretty. He's not, you know, a Dexter Jackson, right?
Right.
Very clean,
Right.
pretty lines, although massive. You know, especially from our standards, like
Yeah.
there's not guys walking around, you know, very many gyms that look like Dexter Jackson size, anyways.
Right.
But you know, so anyway, that's why they put those height and weight kind of combinations in place, and so guys are, you know, still staying, you know, more classic, quote unquote, like they still have, you know, the idea is to have better shape. You know, obviously you want the muscular development, but you don't want to be overpoweringly large. You
Right.
know, you're more so judging the aesthetic component of
Yep.
it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, for me it would be, you know, little skinny dudes like me, it'd be easy to make weight. 6 feet tall, my cutoff would be like, what is it, like 220?
No, you'd probably be
218.
yeah, you'd be like, I want to say closer to 210,
Oh, okay.
207 ish.
Well, no, I think I've got a guy, a classic guy that I coach, that Tormal, who's my height. I think he's exactly 6 foot, and I think his cutoff was 214 actually.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Last time he competed.
What's
So
the 6'4" cutoff? Anybody know?
Yeah.
big.
Big 220s. Yeah,
Oh,
at least.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You could put a lot of size on.
Yeah, because
that's a lot of stuff.
it goes up by quite a bit.
A
But
significant amount, right on.
anyways, so yeah, plan is not to put on too much weight.
No.
But
Yep.
yeah, I think that's you know, if you were to talk to, like, have a sample size of 100 people that did prep, I think probably one of the most common things you would hear, like, what would you do differently? Give myself more time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because it's like you're always running against the clock, and I always hear, like, I'll be prepping somebody and they'll tell me about talking to somebody, and they're like, oh, you're in prep already? And it's like, you know, they're telling me that somebody's told them that, oh God, why are you in prep already? You still have, like, you know, 4 months or whatever.
Right.
And it's like, well, because you don't want the stress of, you know, not being ready. Like, there's nothing worse to work so hard. Like, imagine if you just, you know, dieted your face off for 12 weeks and you're just not where you want to be.
Right.
And then
Yeah.
it's one show, man. You know, I mean, unless you have multiple shows lined up, and in which case, like, last time I competed, I was not quite where I wanted to be for the first one, but I also had a span of like 8 to 10 weeks where I needed to be contest ready.
Yep.
So I still needed to lose, like, you know, 5 pounds from when I did my first one. Consequently, I didn't win. You know, had I been completely ready, I may have in fact won that show, right?
Right.
So, you know, after that point, I was like, I'm never doing that again.
Yeah.
Purposefully going in not in as good a shape as I could possibly be.
Right. And I think when you speed it up, you lose some of that muscle fullness when you're just strict, too strict almost, and then the time component, so you're doing it really fast, is like you want to keep that muscle that you built all off season. So nice and slow would be, you know, the ticket.
Yeah.
Do you run the risk of, like, peaking or whatever early if you start late? Like,
Well,
start
that's
earlier?
been the argument.
Yeah,
from a lot
that's a
of people.
coaching thing.
It's
yeah.
a per coach, almost
Yeah.
per situation kind of thing.
Yeah.
And everyone's different. You got to watch it. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's really not possible to, like, hit your peak too soon. You know what I mean? Like, you're not. So what that typically refers to is coaches that aren't, you know, in tune enough, I would say, to pull back on what they're doing with their athlete. So if you, for example, somebody's like where they need to be 3 weeks out, and you continue to do the same thing that got them there,
Right.
that's not good. And a lot of coaches don't understand how to adjust once somebody's ready. So, for example, you know, with a lot of my clients, I like to have them ready early if possible. fact of the matter is, even if we start with a plan to get them ready early, most people still aren't ready that much too early, because there's always stuff that comes up. People get sick, people, I'll throw Chet under the bus, eat, cookies that their kids made that they weren't calculating correctly, and so they're not losing weight at the correct rate. Chet Nichols.
Yeah.
And like, things just happen, even with experienced people, right? So you always give yourself that buffer. And oftentimes, even if you plan on somebody being ready 4 weeks early, they're often not perfect until slightly after that. But even still, you want to start their essentially reverse diet, which, is essentially just a fancy way of saying you start increasing their calories,
Yeah.
And most coaches are paranoid to do that, because they think if you increase their calories, they're just going to get fat, because they will gain some weight potentially. But it's usually just an initial like pound or two, and then they'll drop right back down, because all you're doing is filling out their glycogen stores and keeping their glycogen stores, and then they'll actually upregulate and start burning more calories again from intaking more food. And you're essentially starting what most people do post-show. Like, a lot of people post-show, they diet like crazy, huge deficit, very depleted, compete, eat like a, stinker afterwards. And then
Stinker, that's a kind
the next day they look great. Well, that's a sign that your peak was off. Well, fast forward, say like, a week or two down the road, after the, little bit of water retention wears off, you just look so much better and fuller.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of times you've lost your sharpness because you've been in a surplus for a couple weeks. But the fullness that you have, it's not just that you're getting softer and gaining fat so you're bigger. No, you actually have the amount of time to sustain, higher glycogen levels on average, right? So and so that muscle tissue that was, you get fiber type change and all kinds of crazy things like during prep. So muscle fibers that may, typically speaking, be more glycolytic when there's carbs floating around, and when you're not doing excessive cardio, will actually change their energy system the energy systems that they're using at the cellular level, and they'll actually start holding less glycogen and become more of a, an aerobic type of fiber. Like, that fiber type change literally happens. So you'll see a lot of guys like, oh, my legs really thin out when I do too much cardio. That can be one reason why. It's because their cells are literally, their glycogen storage capability could decrease as they're doing too much cardio or limiting calories too much. So, part of the whole, I want to have a little bit of a longer prep and be ready, like a little bit early is good. But you have to know what to do if you get to that point. Because if you get to that point and you're like, okay, I'm ready, I'm dialed, I'm just going to kind of keep doing what got me here.
Right.
Then what happens is you do, quote unquote, miss your peak. Even though you didn't miss your peak, you're just flat as hell. And you just flatten yourself so bad that even if you do a normal peak week protocol or start eating more carbs like for a week, the amount of carbs that it would normally take to fill you out just doesn't even touch things. Like, you might get just a little iota of fullness for a minute, but you're still just flatter than hell going into it. And then, the other thing that happens with people is they'll say that they missed their peak, and that they peaked too early, even though they're still too soft on stage. And it's like, no, you still have more body fat to go. They just didn't prep well, period.
Yeah, you love hearing that at shows.
Like, oh man,
I just peaked early.
Totally missed my peak.
I didn't pump up good enough.
Yeah.
No, you didn't
It's
diet good, and your diet sucked.
You didn't diet good enough, bro.
Every time I talk with you guys specifically, but really just trainers in general that are here, it's my personal opinion. Like, why in the world would you ever want to go into this, change your lifestyle to do something like this without a knowledgeable coach? That is proven. It just blows your mind, and we're like, what the hell?
Yeah.
But at the same time, people are doing it all the time.
Like,
feel like.
yeah, I don't know. Like, I mean, coaches have coaches. Like,
Right.
you see that at the top level.
Right.
Like, it's just one of those things where if it's off of you, it's like outside perspective looking in. Like, yeah, you could probably do it. Well, like, Eric could probably do his, but then someone looking outside in would go, hey, no, like, what do you think about this? It's like almost like a big communication deal. Like, if you don't have that, you're not going to have that communication
Right.
from the outside perspective looking in. So it's always like, for me, it would be a second guess constantly if I didn't have a coach. Like,
Right, I think we talked
like,
about
do I
this.
do this? I don't know about that. Where it's like, nope, do this. That's why, that's why I have a
For
coach.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I've coached myself and it's not fun.
Right.
Yeah, it's almost more stressful.
Yeah, it's
sure,
it's way more stress than it needs to be. I've even said this. I think when we had Garrett on about how I don't think I would not do my peaking for certain on my own.
The peaking.
And like my tendency, if I prep myself too, is I'm way more torturous to myself than I am to others.
Yeah.
The other people, I'm like, no, back off. Like, really extra cautious about things. With myself, I'm like, nah, well, I can handle it. Whatever.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, well, that's not smart.
You're right.
But
The pride.
it's just a whole interesting process, and I think it is. We've beat this into the ground, but just having the experience of doing that, to be able to coach people is really important. I always laugh at people that are like, well, just because Michael Jordan's the best basketball player of all time doesn't mean that he'd be the best coach. It's like, well, listen,
Yeah.
you're talking about the best of the best. You have to have experience in competing in bodybuilding or the sorts in order to understand what people are going through.
Right.
Because I got news for you. Like, if you're talking about coaching basketball, I guarantee you all those dudes that coach in the NBA, like, they at least played basketball at some point in their life.
Yeah.
Right?
yeah.
100%.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, they played the game. They get it.
Well, yeah, and at
They
an
didn't
extremely high level.
Right, and most likely at an extremely high level.
Yeah.
I bet it's very rare that there's a pro coach that, like, didn't
play pro.
Like,
Didn't
read a
look-
book
But
and
even if
was
they
like,
did,
oh, yeah.
it's a high level D1 school. I mean,
Yeah, it's a high level D1
yeah.
school. Even if they played in college, like, I understand that maybe you just lost, the game at getting your genetics right.
Right.
Yeah.
It happens, dude.
Right.
There's bodybuilding coaches out there that, like, sure, and some of them may be pros, but they're not world class level at all.
Right. Yeah.
But they're some of the best coaches out there.
Right.
They're some of the best
some-
coaches out there.
I think it's even when it comes to even more of like an individual sport like bodybuilding or something, it would be even more crucial to have somebody, because it goes into a mental thing.
Oh, yeah.
And being able to explain the mentality around it rather than just how you are physiologically responding. Because basketball, you could kind of get strategies or whatever. This can work like this. If you have a team that shoots well, you do this. But all that, there's a whole bit different myriad of factors that you can learn without essentially having played it before. But bodybuilding just seems like that.
Bodybuilding is
strength
so
sports
mental that you have to, 100%, if you're a coach, you have to know what they're going through. There's no reading a book. There's no watching a TV show about it. It's you have to know what they're going through mentally, because you become, I know Eric knows this, you become their therapist.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, right.
To literally, there's some shitty days on prep, and you have to talk clients through that. Because you have to know, like, oh yeah, I know exactly where you're at. I can relate. This is what you have to do.
Right.
Like, so I think there's no room in this sport for coaches that have never done a show.
Right.
Like, period. Like, if you have a coach that has never done a show or nothing, that's a waste of your money. They have no idea what you're going through. I don't care how many books they've read.
Yeah, because it's like I said, it's not like basketball. Like, anybody's played basketball, but you know what I mean. Like, okay, I'm not coaching basketball. I've played, but definitely not going to coach. But still, I would have more credibility to coach people playing basketball because I actually played at one point than a lot of these coaches that straight up haven't done a show. You're like, oh well, they work out. It's like, well, define that.
It's different.
Work out.
Right.
Yeah.
Work out.
Anyway, two
It's
segue.
fascinating to me.
to
fascinating
segue,
to me.
yeah, a lot of the questions that we normally get to ask our guests, we kind of ran out of time for last time, so we'll fire a few of these away. So,
Okay.
if you could have dinner with 3 people, dead or alive, who would they be and why?
Love this question.
Oh. I think number 1 would be Mark Wahlberg.
Hey.
Oh,
Just
no
because
joke.
he's awesome.
All right.
Like I love Entourage, a show he did. Like obsessed with it since college. Just watch it on repeat. But just seems like a good dude. Stays in shape. I just think he'd have.
He does work out a lot. I think I follow him on I think it's Instagram.
Yeah.
He's the guy that has that, or got, at least at one point, had this crazy schedule or something. Like he went to bed at 1, went to bed at 7, woke up at 2,
Yeah.
worked out.
It wouldn't
worked out,
surprise me.
Something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
something like that.
He's got a wicked home gym too.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Who was it? That talk show host that went to work out with him in the morning? James Corden went to work
I
out with him
didn't
at
see
his
that.
gym, and it was hilarious.
Oh yeah. That
Early
was,
in the
yeah.
morning.
Yeah, I'd say Mark. Yeah, that'd be awesome. From early childhood, one of my, athletes I looked up to, Cristiano Ronaldo, probably one of the best athletes ever, because he grew up playing soccer, obviously. Had all his jerseys and cleats. I think
There you
he's
go.
one of the reasons why I have my obsession with Nike. So
he's a
that's
Nike
one of
guy.
them. Yep.
Okay.
And last would probably be Bob Marley.
Oh,
Honestly.
Oh, dude, there
Never
we
heard that
go.
one before.
There's a wild
Yeah,
card.
just views on life, and I mean, who doesn't love Bob Marley songs? Like, just put you in a good mood. Like, doesn't matter,
I mean, you'd have to have a feast if you had dinner with Bob Marley.
Oh
right?
yeah, 100%. Yeah,
I mean, it's Bob Marley.
it is. Yeah,
You would probably get contact high just being around him, right?
probably would. Just enjoy
Yeah.
the dinner, man.
it'd be awesome.
The dinner.
Yeah,
Just enjoy
Yep.
the dinner. That's good. Those are unique. I like that.
Yeah, those are really unique.
All right. Top 3 books. What are our top 3 books?
Oh, I am not a reader, and that's bad because I should.
That's right. We all should be better readers.
We have like 50-50 on here.
We really
Oh
do.
man,
Some people are like, I have like 15 books that I would recommend, and then other people are like,
God, yeah, I'm bad. Book that I want to read, Unfuck Yourself. I want to read that.
Oh,
I heard
okay.
that was great.
yeah, I read
new?
that. I
Oh, you
feel
did?
like, yeah, it's by, jeez.
Not too good.
Gosh, what's his name?
I'll find it out.
Anyway, yeah, it's I'm gonna butcher this. I have it. I have this book down.
It's pretty popular.
Come on now.
Gary John Bishop. Was that the one?
No, it's. Oh, maybe I'm thinking of a different one. Oh, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. That's the one.
Oh,
I did
okay,
by
yeah,
Mark
yeah.
Mason. Unfuck Yourself. I haven't heard of that one.
Yeah, so that one, I've followed several people on Instagram that have followed that, and they highly recommend it. So that's one. Laura bought me What to Expect When You're Expecting that I should have read,
Oh,
but I did
man.
not.
Very nice.
Did you not?
I did not. I can still read it. She's only like 2 weeks old, so
Okay.
yeah.
You're
I
still
can
expecting
jump
a lot
on
of
that
life
one.
at this
Yeah.
You're like, oh man, that would have helped.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That, and I did read, what was Tony Robbins, one of his last books, where it's just basically just financial advice. I read that, and that helped a lot, actually, looking back on, starting, opening a Vanguard account, starting ETFs, investing. When I first got my big boy job, if you will, I was working chemical sales in the oil field, living at home, not paying for groceries, rent,
dude.
stacking money. Oil field, no bills,
Right.
stacking money. And
yeah.
so I was like, okay, what do I do with all this money? So read his book. That helped a lot, and just started dumping into in ETF investing, and that really helped a lot. So
Cool.
yeah.
Smart. Well, I'll interject a few. It's been a little while since I think that I've talked about any of this.
Well, it's been since the beginning, so yeah.
Yeah,
let's do it.
jeez. So somebody
40
we had
episodes
on,
ago.
I think it was Brett that recommended the Viktor Frankl, A Man's Search for Meaning.
Yep.
I think it was. Yeah.
Mhm. Brett was one of the guys who had 50 ready to,
Oh,
to
yeah.
spew.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm about 50% through that. So it's A Man's Search for Meaning. So basically, this guy, Dr. Frankl, he's actually a psychologist, and he was in Auschwitz among a couple other concentration camps in World War II.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dude, it is bonkers.
Really?
Oh my
bet.
gosh, dude, literally blows my mind every time I read a little bit of it. It's just like jaw dropping, and so some really just interesting, stories that he tells, like insights and things like that. But it's crazy the things that people went through. People should never have to go through.
Right.
Like he talks a lot about just what they had them do. Like, so in concentration camps, it's not like they just had people and they were just like living in tents or whatever. Like they got these people up and like made them work while they were not feeding them. And like he talks about like they would be lucky to get some broth with like maybe a vegetable or two, and like on a good day there'd be like a small piece of sausage or something like that, like meat of sorts. Like, and then like they used cigarettes as currency. Like they'd get cigarettes if they did something good or something, and they'd like trade that out for like an extra piece of sausage or something like that. Like
that's
just
wild.
Crazy stuff. They'd march them like through the because it's Germany in the winter or wherever, Europe, and they'd march them through the snow to go and like dig in the frozen ground. And it's just like, I mean, if you've ever digged a hole or dug, if you ever digged, that's good grammar. Goes to show you how much I should
be
read.
reading.
Yeah, damn. If you've ever dug a hole, I mean, that digging in frozen ground is like next to impossible.
Oh yeah.
Imagine trying to do that.
No, digging in general sucks.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
This is why we all coach people. We hate digging.
Yeah.
But it talks about how they had to do that on a daily basis, basically on like 0 calories.
Oof.
And then he talks a lot about the typhus infections that they were having. A lot of people died of disease and things like that.
Right.
One of the reasons he actually survived a little bit longer, like made it through, was he told them that he was a doctor. He didn't specify which type, and so even though he was a doctor of psychology, he was still working in like the med tents and things like that, taking care of sick people and whatnot.
That's smart.
So, so they wanted to keep the people that were highly educated in that way around, so that they didn't have to supply medical aid to the concentration camp populace, basically. So anyway, like I said, I'm not all the way through it, but his insights on like coming to the like the conclusion of like what's important and things like that. It's like, dude, there's such a like cut and dry, like, you know what I mean? Just like almost very primal sense of like things. It makes you think reading it, like, okay, things that are going on that are stressful in my life really aren't that bad.
Right.
First world problems.
Yeah, exactly. The classic first world problem. So that one's been super insightful. There's a section in the book that talks about love, that like, I mean, I wouldn't say it like choked me up or anything. Like I'm not a big crier, but but like I had to like reread it a few times and like kind of let it sink in. It's like stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's like, oh man, like you don't really think about it like that. You can tell that he wrote this on a different level, having been through the experiences and seen what he's seen, and it's just, I don't know, it's a good read. It's interesting. It's heavy though.
Sure, of course.
Like I read most of it when I was up hunting this last month, and it was like I had to like stop reading it, because normally I'll read and like I'll fall asleep pretty quick, but like it was like kind of like got me on edge just reading about like just it's craziness. But so that's a good one. I would highly recommend for anybody.
Yeah, no doubt.
but it's
a man's search for happiness. I was.
It's a man's search for meaning.
Meaning.
Because happiness is bullshit.
Right.
For those of you listening.
Right.
But I think he does talk a little bit about like, you know, that relationship in the book. Anyway, it's a great perspective book.
Perspective books.
Yeah.
Everyone needs those.
Yeah,
Especially in our first world society.
Yeah,
That's right.
I wouldn't necessarily read it like if you're really depressed or anything like that, because the beginning of it is like it kind of brought me down a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, because of just like reading about all of that stuff. But I think the underlying message in the end is like really helpful, especially for somebody that does deal with like depression and anxiety and things like that. I think it would be a great read for somebody like that. But
Cool.
yeah, at first it was a little heavy. Another one that's super interesting, I don't know if I've mentioned on here, it was actually recommended to me by Stephanie Carpenter, Miss Deadlift Grandma.
Deadlifting Grandma.
I don't know if we talked about this on hers, but I recently kind of got through most of it. It's called The Coddling of the American Mind. Did we talk about that?
Well, we did. Yeah, we did with Steph. But yeah,
with
that was.
Steph, yeah. So I'm pretty well through that now. That's really interesting. You would appreciate that.
Yeah.
It's about it says how good intentions and bad ideas are setting up a generation for failure. It basically talks about all the, like, you know, what do they call it? Cancel culture, virtue signaling, like all that crap that's like, a lot of it's like from the universities and like the younger like population, and just a lot of the BS and like protesting other people's ideas in general, and how that's leading to essentially a soft culture that, you know, is full of a bunch of wusses.
Super soft.
But I think to any dudes that are into where is it? That are into any sort of like military anything, even if you're a hunter, or anybody that just likes dude type stuff. Killing School. I don't know if did I talk about that on this podcast?
Not heard Killing. I would remember Killing School.
Dude. Look it up. It's fantastic, but it follows it's like 3 or 5. It's been a little bit since I've read it a couple times, but it follows a few different individuals that are going through different sniper training schools, and they like end up in different places and do different things. But it's probably the most interesting book that I've read.
Cool.
It's super
School.
It's super cool. But it's written by one of the guys who essentially rewrote the U.S. military sniper program.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So
That's serious.
Yeah. It's pretty interesting. Yeah, it's like it's just really good. The best quotes in the world are from that book.
Sweet.
Yeah. So the guy who wrote it, he puts a quote at the beginning of every chapter.
Oh, I like those books.
Oh yeah, I've used all of those quotes that he uses in that book like tons of times.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Is our website one from that book or no?
Absolutely.
Very nice.
Oh yeah.
Like it.
Yeah. So anyway, that one's really, really interesting. I don't think a lot of the female population would enjoy that one, but
Probably not.
yeah. But if you're a dude and you like dude stuff, that's super, super interesting. One of the ones that's on like basically the Mecca or Mecca client mandatory reading list though is a book called With Winning in Mind by Lanny Bassam, and that anybody who's competing in anything legitimately, especially powerlifting and or physique sports, because those are the main things that we coach, should read With Winning in Mind. It is like the best play-by-play for how to have successful performances. Absolutely incredible.
You could get a hard copy of that on the Amazon for $400.
Nice.
Yeah, 400. I don't know. I guess it's just the selling options, but paperback for 17.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. I'm all about paperback.
Those hardbacks are.
I don't know what that's all about.
Dude, I'm all about reading on my phone, but anyway.
That's wild.
So it talks a lot about, and I've read this one a few times too, but it talks a lot about setting yourself up for winning performances, and how you should be focusing on, the system, and, focusing on, proper practice, taking yourself through the steps, and, how you should, how you should set goals and what goals you should set and things like that, and how to perform on the day when it comes to perform.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So a lot of people, they say they get, nerves and things like that. And I mean, these people know who they are. These are the people that were not good test takers in school, right? These are the people that, in high pressure games, they always shit the bed, They weren't making shots when there was a lot of pressure, things like that. And this book talks about, he specifically looks at gold medal winners in the Olympics and the habits that they had formed in order to perform flawlessly. It's not the silver medal guys, it's the gold medal guys. He looked at only the winners.
Yeah.
So it's called With Winning in Mind. Anyway, really good.
Great.
On
Sounds
the
awesome.
topics of books. But
Yeah, no
to
doubt.
segue, movies. Top 2 movies.
Happy Gilmore. Definitely.
Oh, dude. We got 364 more days till next hockey season. I gotta
The
toughen up.
best.
Toughen up.
The best.
Oh, man.
Did you
Yeah.
see the recent video Adam Sandler posted?
I
Where
didn't.
He puts a thing down, and who's the other guy? McGavin.
Yeah,
Shooter
Shooter.
McGavin. He's like, "This is for you, Shooter McGavin," and he goes up and he.
Oh, and he
"I haven't
does
done
it,
this in
yeah.
years," and he straight does the full Happy Gilmore
Oh,
swing.
that's-
And he's like,
yeah.
"I'm not lying to you. That is a goner."
Yeah,
Oh
I
my
did
God.
see that. Yeah. That's super funny. Yeah,
Oh,
he's the
dude,
best.
that's
Adam
spectacular.
Sandler, he's the best.
Oh.
But that, and then probably either Friday Night Lights, or Miracle.
Oh, dude. Miracle.
I can rewatch those all the time.
Yeah.
Oh,
All the
dude.
time.
Yeah. I think,
Miracle's a childhood staple of mine.
which is funny because, two of those movies are hockey movies.
I know, yeah.
And so I've watched them both.
Yeah.
Like, I can't even, like, every hockey trip was
Right.
like Miracle for sure.
Right.
Yep.
And I think I've seen Happy Gilmore.
A scene that's burned in my head for Miracle is the one that he makes them skate like all
Oh, yeah.
around,
Oh, dude.
and they're all puking and
Yep.
stuff. That's
Yeah.
burned in my brain.
Yeah, I've been there. It's not fun.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
can
I
imagine.
think I talked about once before this coach I had, who now he's a guy, he lives in Colorado, and I think he still coaches in youth hockey down there. But gosh, he made us skate. Brian Copeland's his name. So Brian, if you're listening to this, I still have shit etched into my mind that you did to us.
Anxiety about it.
Dude.
Yeah, it just keeps you up at night.
At one point, we got so many penalties one game that it was like we lost the game because we just were playing like dickheads, and
Right.
and he tortured us accordingly. Like, legitimately, homeboy brought a trash can onto the ice
Oh.
Yeah.
and was like, "You're all puking in this before you get off the ice today," and we're all like, "Oh my god." No. So yeah,
There you go.
Miracle.
Yeah, when you see the trash can.
Oh
Yeah,
man.
that's the worst.
Yeah, and then so I've never related more to a movie than after doing that. But, great films. Are you a comic book movie guy? Are you like a
Yeah.
Marvel
Yep.
superhero?
Yep. I do
business?
like the Marbles. Yeah, big
What
time.
about what about the Lord of the Rings?
I have all of them. I
Okay,
bought
good.
them all. Yes.
The extended
And
versions.
Laura, Laura
Yes.
is more of a Lord of the Rings than I am.
You know what's funny is she's gotten my wife into these like fantasy
Yeah.
book things, and they're like all about the fantasy. I'm like, you guys are nerds.
Yeah,
You realize
totally.
you're nerds, but like, yes, we are nerds.
Yeah.
They're total nerds. But
Oh
it's-
yeah, every night there she's on her phone reading that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know what to even say about it other than I think it's like kind of like it's fantasy and there's some sort of erotic
Oh yeah.
tinge to it.
Yep.
I don't know.
Wouldn't be real fantasy if there wasn't.
But it's like weird like magical creature type stuff.
Sure.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Fable
Oh yeah,
haters.
she loves that stuff. Yeah.
But I'm all for a good fantasy movie.
I love story. I just love stories.
Yeah, I
Show
do
me a
too.
good
Have
story.
you guys have you watched The Wheel with her?
I have not.
Oh man.
No.
Yeah, have you watched the
I
wheel?
don't know if I've seen
That's
it.
newer on Amazon?
Yes. Yeah. So it's a new show on Amazon Prime, and it's called. I think it's called The Wheel. But anyway, it's total fantasy.
The Wheel of Time.
Is that it?
That is it, yeah.
Time,
Yeah. Let me see. Do you have a thingy?
This is what I got pulled up. Just looked it up on Amazon.
Yeah, that's got to be it. Anyway,
There's the book set right
your
there.
wife talked my wife into watching that. Consequently, I get to watch that on the weekends, and
I might be watching it too.
Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. It is real fantasy driven. Like it is.
It is the pure form of fantasy.
Oh yeah. It's like whenever I think of fantasy for whatever reason, like I just see Marlin in the back of my mind because
That's terrible.
looks like a character from I mean, let's be honest, Hagrid. And
or the dwarf general.
Well, yeah, exactly. No, so why I think of him when anybody ever says like fantasy now is because there was a snippet of time a few years ago when he would bring like a fantasy novel that he was reading in, and it was like legit like a thick one,
right?
And he was like always like reading this fantasy novel if he had like a break between clients or something. And
That's
I'm
funny.
Like, dude, you are the biggest nerd.
Nerd.
Oh
What
my
I respect
gosh.
though so much about the creators or the writers of those stuff is the absolute imagination.
Oh,
because
yeah.
you're creating a new
Blows my
world.
mind.
It's not like
Yeah.
you're drawing it. I mean, you draw stuff from what you get in real life, but it's a whole new something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yep. I'm a big Harry Potter fan as well.
Yeah.
Can't wait for that new series. That looks dark. Have you guys seen that?
No.
Like the preview is dark.
A new
Like
series?
Ron is like alcoholic and it's weird.
Wait, excuse me?
Yeah.
What is this?
Yeah, look at it. Yeah. Dude, watch the trailer for it. It's like super dark. Harry's a professor.
Oh, what?
And yeah.
It's a series?
No, it's going to be a new movie.
Oh,
yeah.
it's going to be is
The
it like
continuation.
one or
Yeah.
several?
I don't know.
Is it by Rowling?
Should be.
Well, I'm sure she was involved.
There's probably no way she'd give that up.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's darker,
When is that supposed to come out? Like next year?
probably. But
I
that
have
looks
not heard
good.
about this.
But yeah, we have
Harry
everyone.
Potter Return to Hogwarts. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna be watching this after, I guess.
Yeah. When does that? What you got? Give us the deets, Hunter.
Oh wait, that's a special.
Yeah, there's a special where
There's
they're
a
talking about like filming of it
Oh.
and like recapping on how it was, but there's a movie trailer. And that's the one.
Oh, I'm interested. I'm intrigued.
Teaser number 2, 2022. Okay. Well, cool.
When is it? December
It
2022?
just says 2022 on
Oh,
on
yeah.
the trailer.
No doubt next holiday season.
Probably.
Right. Yeah.
But hey, I heard the new Matrix came out. Apparently, there's a new Matrix.
I'm a fan. Big
Yeah.
fan of Matrix.
Yeah.
Laura hates it. She doesn't get it. And I'm like,
Dude,
watch
my
it
wife
again.
Hates it too. I know. I'm
Sit
like,
down,
what the hell?
watch it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Dude,
Like, try to
there's
explain
so
it to
many
her.
references to
Yeah.
the Matrix and just culture in general, dude.
I know. Yeah.
It's legendary.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that movie is like certainly partially responsible for my gun fascination. Let's be honest.
Oh, yeah.
You know
Yep.
what I mean?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Keanu Reeves is a badass.
Oh, and he's a badass. So for those of you that don't know, go watch some of Keanu Reeves' his footage training.
Yeah.
He goes to like Terran Tactical and like with these places that have like great range.
Yeah.
He's legit.
He's the real John Wick.
Yeah, he is the
like,
real John Wick.
Yeah,
like
if
for real.
If
He's
someone kills his
trained.
dog, he snap it.
Oh,
Is that,
oh,
dude.
But he's a good dude. He bought all his stunt doubles on John Wick 4 custom Rolexes.
Oh,
Yeah.
what a boss.
Yeah. He's a good dude.
That's
Super
awesome.
good dude. But yeah, I'm a huge fan of that. I want to see that new Matrix movie. That looks good.
Yeah, that'll be legit.
Yeah, we've been starved for the COVID era of
Oh,
of
man, I
filmmaking
know.
and storytelling, but
been
it's all
terrible.
going to start hitting.
So
ramping up.
the real question is, what kids movies are you most excited about watching? Because you're gonna watch all of them. Trust
I
me.
know. I don't even know. I like Cars.
Oh yeah.
Cars is sweet. What's the ones we grew up to? Like, it wasn't animated, but like movies like The Big Green. You remember that?
Dude,
Yeah. Big Green, Sandlot. You can't get any better than Sandlot.
For sure. I might hide Sandlot from my children so they don't want to play baseball, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
It makes you want to.
It makes you want to play baseball. Yeah, and I'm not. Yep.
Mm-mm.
We're pushing her away from that.
Yeah, no softball girls,
Yeah.
no baseball boys.
I was
Sorry.
like, yeah, tennis and golf. You can make a shitload of money in those. So
and they
let's
don't
do that.
damage your body quite as much.
There we go. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so
Becoming more and more popular too. Yeah.
right.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
well, I got news for you. I was real on Frozen there for a little while.
Oh, yeah.
Frozen 1 and Frozen 2.
Yep.
Elsa. I told my wife she needs to put that Elsa braid in.
Oh, game over.
Oh, man.
Yes.
No, my kids literally like, Mom looks like Elsa or Elsa. It's so cute.
That's
It's pretty
cute.
funny.
That's awesome.
But yeah, dude, Frozen's good. The new, the remake of The Lion King,
Yeah,
live
pretty
one.
good.
dude.
They do a good job. My
Really?
favorite
It
remake so
looks
far though
real.
was the Aladdin one.
Oh,
Was
dude,
what was
yes.
Yeah,
Aladdin.
Laura had that on repeat. She loves
My
all the
girls have it on
songs.
repeat.
Yeah.
We're just
Yeah.
gonna have to have a movie night. That thing's it's good. Will
No,
Smith does a good job.
Aladdin.
in that.
Yeah, Will Smith is a great genie.
No, Frozen 2. There's my movie nerd. They made a mini docu series on the making of Frozen 2. It's like 6 episodes, like an hour long each. I've watched it like at least 12 times.
Really?
wow.
Yeah.
That's wild.
They do a good job with it. I wish they would do that for all the films.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Of course they can't. But anyway, no, it's super fascinating.
Yeah, there's some real tearjerkers out there though. Like Disney Plus is a great place for this to go on, but
Yeah.
Onward, there's one called
Oh, I
Onward.
heard that. Yeah, I heard that one's rough.
Have you watched that?
Yeah, we watched it.
Oh, dude.
I can't get myself to watch it again.
Oh, dude. Yeah. After I watched it all the way through, I'm like, I'll watch it halfway,
Yeah, right.
not to the end.
Not to the end.
Yeah.
It's like,
It's my wife. She can't get on board with Pixar films really in general because
Really?
almost of the tragedy side of a lot of it.
Oh,
A lot of the stories. She to be fair, she likes Monsters Inc.
That's a good one.
oh, that's a
But
classic.
she can't do like Toy Story.
Really?
Oh, I love Toy Story.
So I will not watch the other ones because the first one was so good.
Oh, yeah.
So I will not watch
Pure
2, 3, and
classic,
4. But I love the first one.
For some reason, my girls are obsessed with number 3 with the
Really? Yes, yeah. I wouldn't know.
the Lotso hugging bear. He's the,
Oh,
the
yeah,
sociopathic bear. But if you think about it too, watching Pixar movies as an adult, you appreciate them.
Oh, dude. Well, you pick up on so
Yeah.
much stuff
Yeah.
that's like major adult content.
Right.
Which kids have absolutely no clue.
Yeah.
Like in Nemo, like there's all kinds of, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
for sure.
Like Nemo's hilarious, first of all, but yeah, there's a lot of funny adult stuff in kids movies. And so now, a lot of these movies I haven't seen in a long time.
Right.
25 years.
Right.
And then you go back through and watch these and you're like, "Oh my gosh."
Yeah. Dirty.
Do you have
Yeah.
a close relationship with your brother?
Yeah, I
Relatively
do.
close? Yeah.
We're completely different, but because we're 7 years apart.
Okay.
But yeah,
Good to know.
we're just different. He's like a gearhead, like engineer,
Yeah.
ish. But yeah, we're pretty close.
Yeah, onward, but it's about brothers.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it's like,
And they are brothers that are extreme, like polar opposite end of the
Oh,
spectrum. different.
okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's a
I
phenomenal
might have
story
to
and a
watch
great
it.
movie, but man,
But
it hits you
Disney,
hard.
Disney
Yeah.
Plus.
Disney
Yeah.
Plus, man.
Okay.
Disney Plus.
Disney Plus.
You guys, yeah, it's good. There's a lot of good children's movies out there.
There really is.
Yeah.
There really is.
The new Mulan, though. Let's talk about the new Mulan.
I refused to watch it.
I
Have you
saw
not seen it?
bits and
I probably should
pieces.
watch it.
I love the cartoon. I was a big fan.
I like the original Mulan has got to be one of the best classic Disney movies.
I still get hyped to "I'll Make a Man Out of You." Out
Oh,
of the gym.
Yeah. Oh
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, for
There's no doubt
sure.
about it.
Okay, the remake.
There's also like a metal version I found.
Oh,
I'll have to show you
God.
guys.
Yeah.
I would. But yeah. Anyway,
Dude, so the new one is straight trash.
that's what I heard.
Oh no.
Straight trash, dude. They butchered it.
That's so.
That sucks.
Butchered it.
unfortunate.
First of all, there's no, what's the little dragon guy, Mushu?
Yeah, Mushu.
Mhm.
Yeah, there's no Mushu.
Well,
Well, then it's already not
he was
good.
the cornerstone of the first film.
Yeah.
Like it can't even be a movie without him.
Right. That's
Yeah.
And yeah, dude, it's so terrible. It's like the Virtue Signalers got a hold of that movie. And
Oh, really?
Big pass on that one.
Yeah, dude. Hard pass.
Yeah, that's. I think you told me that, so I haven't watched it.
I'm so anti the new Mulan. It's not even funny.
Yeah.
It is so dumb.
It's so great.
So dumb. But my kids do love Raya.
Raya and the Last Dragon.
Yeah, that's a new one. I haven't seen that one yet.
That is a good story. What's phenomenal about that one is they started production, and they were like barely into it, and then they said, "Okay, everyone, you have to get everything you can and go home because we're gonna work from home because COVID hit at that point." And they're like, "Oh, okay, we'll just be back in a couple weeks." They literally, they weren't allowed to go back, so a lot of them left stuff that they didn't think. They were thought they would just be gone for 2. Anyway, so they made that whole movie separated. And it was just all Zoom
that's
calls and
pretty
stuff like
wild.
that. So if you think about how well they performed, like the movie,
Yeah, what a huge pain.
what a huge pain that would have been to make it. Like, you got to respect those directors. They had a couple directors on it.
That's incredible. That's incredible. All right. This is an important question, selfishly, because I need to expand my playlist. But
All right.
top gym song / music genre / band. What are you listening to in the gym? What do you
so
plugging
like
in?
literally everything but country. Like I'll go through metal, I'll go through EDM, rap. It's basically I'm on SoundCloud and I just, if I hear something, gym playlist.
Oh, gotcha.
But yeah, I listen to a lot of sets. So like the Lost Lands or
Gotcha.
Well, sets,
the big festivals.
So we're gonna see you in fishnets and your banana
Negative.
hammock.
That's a huge negative on that. Yeah, no. I'll observe from. I'll just watch on social media. But no, I like it. It's just that's not my scene.
That's gonna be
it's
Hunter.
quite the scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be Hunter.
Fishnet.
Soon enough, you guys are gonna see me there.
Fishnets and a
Oh
banana
god.
Gonna be over there in Tomorrowland.
That's wild.
with
yeah.
tape, with fluorescent tape over his nipples too. It's gonna be great.
Yeah. That's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah, set and there's some metal in there. Funny, my mom and dad, their favorite band is Five Finger Death Punch, so we always go see them when they go through
Really?
Bismarck. Yeah, my mom loves it, which is crazy. Yeah, so
That's random.
we
Good family outing.
It was funny. We went to one of those concerts and Amur. So I don't know if you know Amur. It's very hard metal. Marlon would know who they are, and they just get there and scream. And I looked at my mom, and she's like, just like, all right. We're doing this. It's awesome. But no, then it was it was actually Kill Switch Engage and then Five Finger. But she did like Kill Switch, but
Dude,
super
Kill
funny.
Switch is great.
Super funny. My mom, just in a metal concert, just several times.
Never imagine your mother at a metal concert.
dude.
No,
I
she's a
think my dad
boss.
did.
Yeah.
I went to I think it was when Linkin Park came through.
Cool.
Oh, that's
Here.
awesome.
It was a long time ago at the Idaho Center, and my sister got tickets for her and I, and then she couldn't go.
Please
And I
tell
was
me
like,
Vicky went.
No, my dad went.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
That's good,
dude.
though.
And-
That's awesome.
and so to Linkin Park, and the opener, at least the one that I can remember that really sticks out, was Mudvayne. Oh
No way.
bro.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
dude. It was.
That's
and
pretty
I was-
hard,
I
yeah.
was totally into Mudvayne. Still am. Who's
Oh,
not,
yeah.
You know.
Oh,
what I mean?
absolutely.
And dude, they just crushed it. Kung fu moshing like you've never seen in your life, dude. Yeah. And my dad was just over there, just like blank face.
What is going
Just
on?
totally. And
Yeah.
I was like,
That's wild.
Yes.
That's one concert I wish, group I wish I would have saw before they like stopped. Well, and Chester died, but Linkin Park. Yeah,
Park,
yeah, that was
a
legit.
big growing like us '90s babies.
Oh,
you know,
dude, yeah,
Linkin
they're
Park
huge.
that's shit.
Yeah,
you know?
in the end. And
Yeah.
all that stuff.
Hybrid Theory. We bought that
yeah.
CD
Oh,
on
yeah.
repeat.
Oh yeah, dude. I
You
think
know?
I listened to that till it didn't work anymore.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah, but that was like classic, and it still pops up in playlists
Oh,
all
yeah.
the time.
All
Yeah.
the time.
You know what I mean? But
Yeah,
so
Numb
is
with
there any?
basically a billion listens.
Oh yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Is there anything that's like a current stuck on band album.
You know, it's funny. I always like the songs on TikTok that go viral on TikTok.
Oh.
And I'll be, going through TikTok, and then someone will be like, "Oh, top rated songs that went viral on TikTok," and then I'll search them on SoundCloud,
Oh.
and then I add those over.
Oh,
So
that's a good
that
idea.
what's his name? Morgan, the country singer.
Oh,
What's his name?
I know who you're talking about.
Morgan Al? No.
Let me find it.
Morgan Wallen.
There it is.
Yeah.
Morgan Whalen,
And he has
whatever
that,
you wanna say.
that remix to Broadway Girls. That thing
Oh.
on repeat right now. I
Oh,
love
no
it.
way. What?
It's
Hunter,
awesome.
You gotta put that on.
Let's see if I could find it. You said it was on SoundCloud, or was it on like a Spotify?
It's on. I found it on SoundCloud, and it's just Broadway Girls, Morgan Wallen, and it should be like 2-minute, 3-minute song. Someone else uploaded it, but it's like unreleased.
So on Spotify, there's one that they did a mix between a Travis Scott song and an Avicii song.
Oh.
That I thought was super good. But
Yeah.
then people are putting it on Spotify as podcast episodes rather than like music because it's not.
They'll
their
take
own.
it down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this.
Gotcha.
Because study is better with play.
Yikes. Was that it?
No. Definitely not.
What's going on over there?
Study is better with play.
Yeah, this isn't it.
That's
So-
not it. No, I'll play it. I
Yeah,
can
yeah.
get- I
You
can get
can
it
go
up.
ahead and play that.
No, yeah, it's. I mean, I'm sure you guys have seen it on TikTok.
Butterfly by Travis Scott and then Levels.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
That's awesome. Levels is like the best ever. That song is always a banger.
Oh, banger for sure.
That was like I had never. You hear all these stories, like the sad stories about like celebrities and stuff taking their own life. Whenever one of Avicii did, that actually hurt.
Oh, yeah. You've heard that one.
No.
Wait, this is. Hold on. You heard the part that goes viral right after this.
Yeah, I don't know. I live under a rock, I'm pretty sure. With all this stuff the youngins are doing these days.
Right. Right here. You ever heard this song?
No.
No. But no, yeah, that.
Oh, I actually haven't. No.
Yeah,
but I like
TikTok. TikTok made me do it.
Dude, I'm not. Well, I think that's the problem is I'm not on TikTok very much.
It's good. Don't do it. It's a
Like,
time sucker.
oh,
But it was great on prep, just to put it on the treadmill
Oh, right.
and then just walk.
oh yeah.
Takes
Okay.
you
That
away
was
for a
awesome.
while.
Yeah.
No, it's yeah, I don't like have a problem with TikTok per se, other than, trying to upload content on there takes me like 16 hours. To
Yeah,
make
I
a
rather
video.
do Instagram. Yeah.
Yeah, and it just takes forever.
Right.
But I think I'm starting to lose touch. I'm like one of those. It's like the people that we know that are just on Facebook and not
Right.
on Instagram. It's like, bro, where the hell are you?
Yeah.
You know,
You're not alive anymore.
If you're not
Yeah.
on Instagram, like
You don't
To
exist.
be
Exactly.
fair, though,
Yeah.
in the TikTok kind of vibe of it could come and go just like that.
Oh, for sure.
So you
Well,
won't
it's
even necessarily
been
be out
around
of
for
touch.
5 years until it blew up. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Well, just like the trends and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I mean. Like
Yeah.
those songs, they'll go
Yeah.
viral and then not, and then something else and then not.
Yeah.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
So you might not necessarily be out of touch.
Well,
You just won't be on.
I
it for a
gotta
week.
get back on the talk.
TikTok.
TikTok.
right.
Well, yeah. After Jade embarrassed me with her.
Oh, the jerk.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
dude! She like didn't. She's like just skip.
She
that.
gave
And I'm
you
like,
a subpar rating there.
Dude, okay. Well, here's the deal. Let me clarify. Yeah. First of all, I deserved a subpar rating. There's no doubt about that. I even said I deserve a 0 out of 10. What are you
Right.
talking about? That
What
was
she gave you a 5.
like
or
a
something.
5 out of 10 or something like that. But what I will say is that she gets to take ownership for the majority of that shitty score because I did exactly what she described and told me
Oh,
to
she
do.
set you up for
She
failure.
set me up because she's like, "Do you know what the jerk is?" And I'm like,
No.
It's
Jade,
pretty
I'm your,
old,
Jade, I'm your
yeah.
boss. Like, what are you talking? No, what are you
I'm
talking
your
about?
Boss.
Like,
Treat me as that.
she's like, she's like, no, it's a dance, and I'm like, I have no idea.
Like, why would I know
I'm
that?
like, just think of me as the whitest white boy that's old. I live under a rock.
Yeah,
like,
right.
I know bodybuilding and strength and conditioning. That's, I don't,
Right.
well, okay, I know other stuff, but I know zero about dancing. Zero. And she's like, okay, well, you got to do it. And I'm like, I'll play ball. Like,
Yeah.
whatever.
I'm always
be
down to play.
Yeah, I'll be a team player. I'm like, but you got to, like, tell me what to do because I, like, currently have no idea. And she's like, you just skip backwards. And I'm like, show me.
Yeah.
And she showed me, and I'm like, oh, okay, I can do that. She's like, yeah. She's like, oh yeah, like that. And I'm like, okay.
No, she
like,
purposely.
Yeah, she needed one person to do a bad one. Yeah.
She played me so bad. I'm like, oh. And then as soon as she posted the video and I watched the first person do it, I'm like, oh, that's what she was talking about.
That is nothing
Son of a-
like,
my
nothing like you
God.
did.
And then it scrolls to mine, and I'm like, oh, dude.
Made for a great
That was pretty
video.
good. Yeah,
Listen.
that was pretty good.
I don't mind embarrassing
My beef was
myself.
I was wearing our fresh new Nike
Yeah.
Mecca shoes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Grippy as hell on a carpet. So
Oh,
I couldn't slide.
You can get the.
That was my beef.
Got to get the little. Mini
I feel
hop,
like
bro.
I just got to do it again.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think-
redo.
I think we get a redo. I was also mid pump when she asked me to do this. She interrupted a workout. She interrupted a workout to get a jerk.
That's a
video.
party
Good
foul
boss.
right
That is
there.
a freaking bold move right
Yeah.
there.
Good boss.
But
Right?
she's great. She hardly asks for anything like in terms of help from me. So I'm like, what can I do for it? And then she embarrasses me in front of my
Threw
family.
you right under the bus.
My friends.
That's awesome.
So Jade, if you listen to this, you're in big trouble.
Yeah.
Big trouble. Anyway, gosh, I forgot where we were even going with that. But yeah, I'm gonna stay.
We're talking about music.
I'm gonna get back on the TikTok. That's what I was talking about. Just because of Zach.
Your wife's on the TikTok.
Dude, is
Does
She-
do, like,
is she
She
ever-
makes
does.
the TikToks?
Yeah.
Wow.
yeah, but it's like her making coffee or something. Like,
Well,
not
everything's
of
valuable
her.
to somebody.
Right. She's like showing pictures of her coffee or whatever. Like you need to like
Macro friendly stuff.
yeah. I'm like put yourself on there. Nobody wants to look at your coffee.
I don't know. Somebody wants to look at coffee.
What's that?
It looked really scrumptious when I
Oh,
saw
did
the
you
video.
see it?
I saw it. I
It's
think
like
she put it
her
on
story
Instagram
or something.
Story.
Yeah. All right. Preferred training style and/or exercise method. Well, we know that's pretty simple. That's
Yeah.
the more bodybuilder-esque style training. But let us know what are your favorites? What do you like to train? How do you like to train most?
Myself and what I tend to train my clients is big on the eccentric. So nice, slow negatives.
Mm-hmm.
That's really helped myself. But I have a lot of young, very eager,
Aggressive.
yeah, clients that they want to be at that next level. They want that ideal physique, and they want to do the shows and this and that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just something I wish I knew is like, let's back at their age is just slow everything down. Let's get strong. Let's get very controlled in the movement. Figure out your body, because a lot of them are still growing, which is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, just slowing things down, and that has helped a lot. So less is more. You don't have to come in here and bang all these weights, a ton of volume. Just be in the set and slow things down.
Yeah, that's great advice.
Yeah.
I think in general, probably one of the things that I say the most to my clients is slow down.
Yeah. Oh, all the time. Yeah.
You all, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure most of the good trainers would say that.
Yeah. Just less is more with that.
Yeah.
And then it's weird, like you tell them to slow down, like literally count out the negative in seconds for them, and then they go, wow, that was way harder. Like imagine that. Yeah. We don't got to do.
Drop the weight a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we always do. Yeah, because they're like, oh no, I used to do that. Well, no, not at the
you were
negative
jerking.
I want you to do. Yeah.
Yeah, no, there's a lot to be said for control for sure. I think that's something that, I mean, shoot, I know for a long time, I mean, I didn't care about negatives. It was just how much weight you could lift.
Same.
Right.
Yep.
We all go through that.
Big
Yeah.
big lats through the door. Yeah.
So what's your favorite body part to train?
Legs. I love training legs.
Specifically to muscle group or just
Um,
as a whole?
As a whole, I would say, yeah, I wouldn't separate out quads or hams differently. I just love both of them. Chest training, obviously, all dudes love chest training, but yeah, I'd say legs and chest. That's where it's at.
Oh, dude, I can get on that train.
Yeah.
If I only had to train legs or chest, oh, dude, I'd
Be the
so
best,
happy.
yeah.
Those are like the two
Yeah.
parts that I don't need to train though as much. Well, okay, I still need to train them, but you know what I mean. If there was parts that somebody was like, telling me that would use less volume and be okay, it was certainly those.
Yep.
I think that's because I agree with you. Those are two of the better parts to train. You know what I mean? Just love it.
Yeah.
It's just
I look
good.
forward to those for
So,
sure.
Do you like training arms?
I do. I'm stoked that arms. Like I have an arm day now.
No,
Before
yeah.
I did not have an arm day, but now
See,
that was my feedback.
Dude.
Grow your arms, so I have an arm day. I'm so stoked.
Yeah, I don't understand how people don't have an arm day. I'm gonna be honest. Like,
Well, you just can't chest and tries, but can you really get that that response in doing I can't. It's just one set of tries at the end of a chest workout.
Oh, absolutely.
I need a lot more volume than that.
Right.
Yeah, no, I just don't know. Like, I've talked to people that have not trained arms for a long time, and I'm like, how do you not train
Yeah,
arms?
unless genetically they're massive.
Yeah,
Arm day it is.
it's essential. Granted, I will admit I don't necessarily like arm day. It's
Right.
It's like my post. Like, today's Thursday. I usually do arms on Thursday, even though I trained back today, so I'm kind of telling a lie. But normally, liar. Normally, I do train arms post massage day if I do get a massage, because it's I'm usually somewhat feeling the aftermath of deep tissue work.
Little beat up, yeah.
Yeah, and so arms is a good compromise because you're still getting blood flow, you're still getting a workout in, but it's not gonna tear your CNS up or anything like that. But I gotta be honest, I'm not the biggest fan of arm day. I love an arm pump.
Sure.
I'm
the
not
best,
a huge fan of arm day. It's just
Getting the pump is.
it's just it's just tough. I mean, we talked about today, working out is highly psychological. That's you're kind of after that fix, the runner's high, so to speak, but from lifting, right?
Yep.
Doing arms, it's you gotta train arms to get any sort of that psychological benefit, dopamine release from arm training.
True.
So just not big muscle groups, but
Right.
So you're a fan of the arm day.
I am.
So how many sets are you currently pushing for?
Nothing
Or
crazy.
guys
So
and
I'm
girls?
doing 2 of each.
Okay.
About three working sets, and then some of those I add a drop, or we speed up the tempo at the same weight. But it's nothing. It's not high volume. It's very slow and controlled. And I have been adding a little bit of BFR in there, just because I haven't in a long time.
Yeah.
And that's a good change in pace. But
It's always fun.
yeah,
It
it is. And then just go back to without them for a while, and then
Yeah, for those that don't know Zach, he's a huge fan of the drop set. Huge fan.
damn.
I think when we trained together in Arizona, I think we did drop sets on literally every exercise, and sometimes multiple sets per that exercise.
Yeah.
Sure.
Which was amazing.
We had
by
to.
the
When in
way.
Rome.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, when you go on vacation and you're both eating just pigs,
Animals.
just animals, and then
Put
you
it to
go,
good
you
use
train,
there.
you go train like animals.
We did, yeah.
and, dude,
Independence Gym.
Yeah.
Shout out. Yeah.
Yeah,
It
and
looked
then-
nice.
Yeah, no, it's always fun to go train somewhere else where you don't, necessarily know people and
Yeah,
stuff.
that was awesome.
Different equipment,
Yeah, people don't know you.
people don't know you.
You just go and you show them what real men look like, and then you leave.
No, it's more so I'm not obligated to talk to anybody.
Yeah, true. Well, those last couple of trips were almost like research trips for checking
yeah.
out equipment. So
Oh, dude, always.
yeah,
Always looking
dude.
for that.
That's one of the best parts of traveling for sure, is working out at different
100%.
gyms, so
Yeah.
we can find new toys for our
Right.
gym. You know
Right.
what I mean? Which now, we'll have more space. I think, I always joke and say that, Chelsea gets mad at me if I try and fit too much stuff in here. Quit buying stuff.
Yeah.
But actually, it was more when Krista was here. She's like, you cannot buy anything
Anymore.
else.
Yeah.
It is so crammed in here, and I'm
Yeah.
like, dude, you don't even know crammed.
yeah.
Like, there is a gym in it's called Island Fitness in Kauai,
Oh,
and shout out to those guys. I did meet the owners. It's been too long ago though, but and they have a cool gym, but dude, you cannot squeeze between the equipment in there.
Ooh.
Like, I'm not even kidding.
Right.
They probably have more gym equipment than a gym that could fit in 3 of their gyms. Like, I would argue that they have probably I wouldn't say their gym is that much bigger than the Mecca as it currently sits, and they easily have 10 times as much equipment. I'm not joking.
Oh my gosh.
I am not joking. Now, they had one squat rack,
so it's
but they
just all
had
machines.
16 different chest press machines.
Damn.
You know what I mean?
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right.
Chest day, just working
Yeah.
with
Oh,
the
yeah.
line.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But dude, that gym. So that's at that gym I first used the pendulum, the Rogers squat,
Yeah.
or the Rogers athletic rather pendulum, and I loved it.
Was that like ours? Are you talking the
Yeah.
one that
Yeah.
would load behind?
No,
Okay.
like the one that we
Okay.
currently have.
Yeah.
That's where I first used that, and that got put on my list circa 2014. Which I guess was, thinking about it now, it's only a year and change. Well, it was almost 2 years before we opened this place, so I guess it wasn't that long at the time, but now it's been forever. But yeah, that gym had a lot of really unique stuff that you could just go. I just go in there and just try different stuff out for
Oh yeah.
Hours.
Well, that's like when we went to Powerhouse after my show.
Oh, God.
I think that turned into a full body day because we were
Absolutely.
we're just two big rooms full of all stuff
That
just
you'd never seen before.
no, this brand
gotta try it
crazy,
all.
yeah.
Yeah.
And we were just like, oh yeah, we just went down the line,
Yeah, pretty much.
tried it all.
That's
Zach,
cool.
Zach got started because I was on a phone call for a bit, and he gets started. And I think you started with back, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Started with back, and so I'm like, all right, what'd you do? And I followed him through, the things that he had done. He's like, oh yeah, no, I did this with this one, this with this one. So it's kind of cool. Zach kind of gave me the tour of the equipment because he had been in there
He
screwing
figured it out.
around for a little while.
Nice.
Well, I get in there and Eric takes his call, and I'm talking with the owner, Iris, who's seasoned bodybuilder.
Miss
Yeah,
Olympia.
Extraordinary.
yeah,
Yeah.
the nicest lady
Or
ever.
10-time.
Yeah, something
It's
crazy.
Look it up. Let's give her
No,
the proper
she's-
respect.
yeah, no,
She
she's 10
is
time.
amazing.
Yeah, she's a stud.
Absolutely awesome. And she says, hey, what are you training today? And I go, we're probably start with back, blah, blah. She goes, okay, try that, then go to there, then do that one. I was like, yes, ma'am. Okay. Yeah.
go.
And yeah, no shit. She knows her equipment and set us on the right path in there for sure.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Anyway,
10 time.
3 hours later, we've now done an entire back workout, an entire chest workout, and then arms, and then I think we threw a few sets of legs in there just to try some
Just
stuff
to try
out.
it out.
Yep. Yeah. That was fun.
Even though I had crushed legs,
Yeah,
The
because
day
you went to
prior
Dragon's Lair
with
the day
Ransom.
before. Yeah.
Yeah, I went to Dragon's Lair and crushed legs on the hack squat and the bilateral
Arsenal.
leg press. Oh man, I'm so
Yep.
excited to get those. Anyway,
soon.
it's good.
Yeah.
It's good times. Good times. Yeah. So traveling I like going to, the more unique gyms like that. I can only do an LA Fitness if it is like the last
The
option.
yeah, like next door, and you can't go anywhere else. Yeah,
exactly.
I know.
I will legitimately drive for an hour to avoid going to an LA Fitness when I'm out of town, for sure.
Yeah, they're terrible.
Have many a time.
Many a time.
Many a time. All right, so oh man, we didn't get to ask this question last time either. Who would play your character in a biography?
Ooh, who would? So someone famous?
We typically, yeah.
Yeah.
Typically speaking.
I don't know.
If you could pick,
like
I'd imagine it'd be Mark Wahlberg.
I was gonna
Yeah,
say,
or The Rock. You know, one of the
there
two.
you go.
No,
The Rock,
but-
The
yeah.
Rock could work. I was thinking a buff Jason.
Oh no,
Statham.
yeah, Jason. Yeah.
100% a buff Jason.
He's
Statham.
he's the dude. He's the only dude that can rock the bald cul-de-sac look with hair
Oh,
around
yeah.
the sides,
Yeah.
but bald on top.
Oh yeah.
That's the only dude.
Cul-de-sac.
Yeah,
Dude.
right.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's the only dude who can rock that.
Oh, dude, the transporter.
Oh,
The original.
yeah,
Dude.
badass.
Yeah, he's.
Yeah, I'd have to say Jason.
Yeah.
He's awesome.
Yeah, I'm a fan. All right, we'll end with this: top 2 role models and influences in your life. It's a tough question.
Yeah, I'd have to say my dad. That'd be the biggest one.
Dad's a stand-up guy.
Yeah,
I gotta say.
he's a stallion. A lot of who I am today to him. And another one. I don't know. Someone probably athlete.
You can have, yeah. I mean, it doesn't have to be necessarily somebody that you know. I suppose it could be somebody who had an influence maybe without knowing.
Right.
Say dad, and I don't know. Probably just stick to that one.
No,
He's
that's
my
good.
biggest, my biggest influence. We definitely, growing up, him being, full-time military, he was a pretty strict household. But
Was he Air Force?
he was,
Yeah.
and deployed several times. Saudi Arabia for the Gulf, and then Qatar for a couple tours.
Wow.
But him and my mom. But that's where I get my drive from, is him. We definitely butted heads. It'd be like literally get home and he'd say, "Okay, get your shit together, we're going to the park," and then run till I puke, and I hated it.
Sure.
But now it's just that, like, I'm thankful for it.
Yeah.
Because work ethic
Yeah.
was instilled in me. So I tell him that I'm like, I hated you, but I thank you for it. So
When the adults and the
Yeah.
perspectives change, the maturity comes
but
in. Yeah.
he knew what he was doing. Yeah, he was a great athlete. Funny story. He was being recruited by Clemson after they won a national championship,
For
and
football?
and because he was the fast white kid in South Carolina,
Oh.
and the coach said, "Yeah, you're gonna have to redshirt though," and he's like, "F that, I ain't redshirting." So he said no, he's not gonna play.
Wow.
So he said no, and he joined the military. Of course, he had a little party stint in Fort Lauderdale where he was a lifeguard
Oh, there we
before the
go.
military. But
There we go.
but
We
he's
should
incredible.
all do that at some point.
I'd
Right?
be a lifeguard
Yeah.
for a while.
Yeah. No, he's a great athlete. Yeah, taught me everything I know about sports and stuff, so,
Life.
Yeah, life. Yeah.
Right. It all comes down to
Exactly.
life.
Cool. Well, I appreciate you coming on again.
Yeah.
I was glad to finally get to round out some of these questions and shoot the breeze. I'm
No
sure
doubt.
Hunter feels the same.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And formally congrats to you and Laura on your little
Thank
one.
you. Yep.
She's adorable. So for everybody out there, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, let us know.
I had one more question.
What's
Sorry.
up?
Do you have a favorite tattoo?
Oh man, that's a loaded question.
That's hard.
There we go.
I would say the Nike Air Mag, because I was such a fan of Back to the Future.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, to the Marty McFly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so It's a shoe that I'll never buy because they're $37,000 a pair.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Are you
Never.
kidding me?
Never. You don't
Yeah.
know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
You invested
Maybe.
early.
Yeah, right. But no, I've seen a couple pairs, glass case, but yeah, they're like around 40 grand.
God,
Are
that's
you kidding me,
No.
dude?
Yeah.
Holy
The
cow.
Nike specific, Air Mag, 40K.
Dude, if one would have known back in the day,
right?
just go snag up like
Yeah.
10
When they
pairs of
first
those.
released,
Yeah.
they were $120.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. How long ago did those get released?
Oh, they came out the year after the movie, the second movie, because that's when they released it on the Back to the Future 2 is where the futuristic ones, self-lacing and all that.
Yeah.
So I'd have to say the old Air Mag.
1990.
Yeah,
Oh, man.
same year I was born.
Yeah, me too. That's hilarious. All right. Well, we're going to go have fun. See you later, everybody.
See ya.
Thank you for joining us on the Power of Lifting podcast. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. For more content like this, follow Eric Cafferty and the Mecca Gym on all social media platforms.